And this was the first time you came at St James's Park, or you've been a few times?
No, I've been every season for about 25 years. I came in the 80s as well, when the ground was very different Newcastle team now, and it's a different experience now here. Better experience now, actually, so I'm looking forward to it.
Must be one of the first few times you came to St James's Park, where I think Arsenal might be in big trouble today. You know, I think coming here in the past, I remember as a season ticket over 12 years now, Arsenal used to always be a game where I've looked at it and went, oh, we ain't getting anything from this game. But obviously with Newcastle this season, and to be fair, so Arsenal also had an unbelievable season, but it's a game today where I think it's anyone's match. It really, really is. And so probably the first thing I ask you is what do you honestly think from this match today? What do you think Arsenal can do in this game?
I mean, our recent away performance hasn't been great. We've dropped points we shouldn't have dropped, and obviously it's a difficult place to come. You know, Newcastle's home form is brilliant. Going for the top 4 yourself, so it's a big game for you guys. And I don't know, I just want us to turn out and put a performance in. We have to win the game, because if we don't win, you know, City are 4 points above us now. Even if we get a draw, 3 points of a game in hand, it's not enough. I don't think we're 3 games left for us, so we have to win. It's going to be really, really tough. I mean, in normal circumstances, I'll probably take a draw in a game like this, but a draw's not enough. We have to come and try and win the game, and that might play into your hands. You've scored a lot of goals lately, and it worries me that our defensive, you know, we've got some injury issues. Saliba's out. Gabriel, is he fit? Even if he plays, is he 100% fit? Last year, I think we played Ben White here. He wasn't fit, and it caused problems for us. So, yeah, there's a lot of things to worry about for us today, but who knows? It's now or never, isn't it? We don't win today, it's over, so we have to win.
I mean, what are your honest thoughts on Newcastle this season? Because, I mean, as a team has exploded. I wouldn't say out of nowhere, but I think it's been building up quite a bit since the takeover. I mean, what are your just general thoughts on the football club?
I mean, obviously, the takeover's made a massive difference to the whole atmosphere around the place. Eddie Howe's come in, and, I mean, what an amazing job he's done. 18 months in the job and on the brink of top 4, incredible. And the football Newcastle play as well. You know, people will say it's the money that Newcastle have got, but, you know, yeah, you haven't spent as much money as a lot of the other teams that you're battling for in the top 4. You know, you've not spent as much money as we have in the last 18 months. So, yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, the football Newcastle play. I mean, Eddie Howe is just an amazing manager. He's managed to get the best out of players that look like they were dead. Joe Linton, people like that, you know, Longstaff, guys that didn't look like they had a future at Newcastle, and he's turned it around. So, yeah, brilliant. And it'd be good to see Newcastle back in the top 4, you know, the fan base here. It's amazing, isn't it? So, yeah, the turnaround's been great, but it's not finished yet, is it? You still got a lot more to do, and, you know, are you going to end up being the new Man City, you know, winning the title every season and stuff like that? You know, that's on the cards, isn't it? You know, back in the Champions League could be a massive thing, is it, to move forward now?
One step at a time, but anyway, appreciate it. Best of luck for the rest of your season. Hopefully we'll see you in the Champions League next season.
Well, we're there anyway. Hopefully you'll be there as well.
It's from all again. Check out his YouTube, it's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, what do you think of the game's going to be today, mate? I mean, are you nervous today, or are you not looking forward to it, or are you just
Well, I mean, it's going to be a tough game, isn't it? I mean, Newcastle's home form has been brilliant. So, you know, our last away game at Man City didn't go particularly well. Last season's game here didn't go particularly well. So I'm just hoping for a better performance. And I want Arsenal to show a bit more fight than we have done in the last few games away from home. That's what I want to see. And if we do, we'll have a chance. But we have to win. The draw's not even good enough for us today, so it's going to be tough.
Yeah, William Saliba's a massive miss. Gabriel's could be out as well. I mean, it looks like it's going to be Rob Hall at the back, and what's his name, the Polish guy, Kiwa, and he's a class player. He's played for Spezia, and he's a composed player as well. And the back 4 is going to be quite weak today, but I think Saka's going to be key first. Martinelli needs to up his game, in my opinion. Yeah, but it's up front. What's going on up front, and what's going on off course up front, mate?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't like to rotate the squad very much. I don't know why. He likes to stick with the same players. I mean, we've got some options now with Trossard coming in as well. Winnie played Trossard today. He played against Chelsea. Martinelli was on the bench. I've got a feeling Martinelli might come back in. Obviously with Jesus and Saka. But I mean, it's your front 2 that kind of worries me. Wilson and Isaac, they're both scoring goals, aren't they? Do you think he'll start on both today?
My opinion, I'd love to see them both start the year, if I'm honest with you. Like, you know what I mean? I think Eddie should go for it, just give it a go. Well, 5 more games go, just go for it. We need goals, you need wins, and just go for it, man. Would you? I don't think you want to see them both then, don't you, really?
Not really, no. That's what would worry me with our defence today, especially if Gabriel's not fit. having Isaac and Wilson at us, I think that would be a real problem. But I don't know. I think Newcastle will want to try and keep it tight, and you know they're not going to want to go too gung ho early on in the game, are they? I don't think it's going to be like the Tottenham game when you scored 5 goals in 20 minutes. It won't be like that, hopefully not.
I don't think it will, but I hope it does. I do, it will be. And one last question. Give us a scoreline today, please.
I mean, ordinarily I'll take a draw, but a draw's not good enough. We have to win, so I'll have to say 2-1 to Arsenal, but I'm not confident that's why it'll finish, to be honest. I think it will be a draw if I'm honest.
Richard, I love your confidence, my guy, and you know, look, end of the day, you know, we've got to see what happens. Richard, do check out over again on this podcast. It's absolutely fantastic. I'll be going back on it soon, I'm sure. Richard.
Right, I'm here with Rich, who is a friend of the channel, of course, from the Over and Over Again Arsenal podcast. So get yourself subscribed to that. Some great stuff on there as well, and also the Arsenal women's team as well, which he follows profusely, doing quite well.
Yeah, they're doing a bit better than the men, really.
Yeah.
They sound a bit more heart and guts at the minute, but anyway, let's see what happens today.
What are you expecting today? Because we've spoken to a few Arsenal fans today who just aren't confident at all.
No, I mean, I'm not confident we'll win, and if we don't win, it basically gives a title to City. Even a draw is probably not enough for us. I think that'll be 3 points. They'll have a game in hand with 3 games left for us. I don't think we can do it, so we have to win. You guys have to win for the top 4, so it's all to play for, really, isn't it? But no, I'm not overly confident. I think our defence, we've got injury issues. Obviously Isaac and Wilson are on fire at the minute, scoring goals for fun. You've been banging in goals right, left and centre, so it's a worry, but you know, it's a one-off game. We can beat you, obviously, if we turn out and play as we have done, but I was just saying there, we've only won 1 game in the north of England all season. That was at Leeds in October. All our away wins.
That's unbelievable stat, really, considering where you are in the league.
It is mad. You think we've won 11 away games, and 10 of them have been Aston Villa or further south. Do you know what I mean? We haven't won in the north. We lost at Everton. We lost at Liverpool. We drew at Liverpool. Sorry, we lost at City. We just don't have a good record when we travel north for some reason. I don't know what it is. And
well, we've started games pretty badly. I don't know whether you've noticed that the last few games.
Apart from Tottenham.
Apart from Tottenham, yes, which I thought you might remember.
Yeah, no, we'll let you know for that one. Yeah.
I think if we start badly, we'll be a bit worried because obviously Arsenal can hurt us. So it's important that we start well. But where are you on what Arsenal will turn up today? Do you think they'll be fired up for this one?
Well, if they're not, then there's a problem, isn't there? I mean, we have to win the game. I mean, what we tended to have done is we tend to start games well and then fade. We have done in recent away games. Liverpool, we were 2 up in 20 minutes. West Ham, we were 2 up in 20 minutes. And then we faded away. And if that's going to be the case, I mean, if Newcastle starts slowly, we may well get a lead. But will we hold on to it? Because we haven't done. And that's the worry for me. I think we have to start well. I think if we go behind with a crowd and stuff here, I think we'll be in trouble. Could be like last season's game. But if we do start well, we get a goal. Who knows? Anything can happen, but I'm not at this moment in time. I haven't seen the team yet. I don't know if Gabriel's playing. If he is, I'll be a little bit more confident because if we've got Holding and Kiwior as our centre backs against you guys today, that would worry me.
Interesting. Right, score prediction, Rich.
Without seeing the team, I don't want to predict against us because obviously I want us to win, but I think a draw, maybe 2-2.
Right, I've got Richard here, the Arsenal fan, and I've brought him first for a reason, because obviously we have to explain how Arsenal did today. They came with a game plan, played it out well, some would say. However, you needed to do a job on us, and many teams have passed around us. Newcastle passed around a lot of teams this season, but this was a strong performance from Arsenal.
I thought so, yeah. I thought after last year, I think we had to stand up to Newcastle this time. And after the first 10 minutes or so, where we were looking a little bit shaky, once we settled in, I thought it was almost a perfect away performance in a big game. Recently, we've gone away from home in Liverpool, Man City, and we've not stood up to the test. Whereas today, that's what we did. And yeah, we got a little bit lucky. Newcastle hit the woodwork a couple of times. Obviously, the penalty was overruled, and we said before, didn't we, the first goal could be important, and I thought it was. Once we scored our first shot of goal, we hadn't even been in your penalty area at that point, and we scored a goal out of nothing, really. And then I thought after that we controlled the game well. We did what we had to do. You're right. You came to the Emirates and wasted time to get your point. We came to St James's today and wasted time to get the 3 points. And sometimes you've got to do that to win these big games. And Arsenal did well today. They stood up to what they had to stand up to. I was impressed with how they played. Yeah.
I mean, Newcastle started quite well, I thought. Hit the post with Murphy. got the penalty, should have had a penalty, or should they? I don't know.
No.
Some people say it hit the leg and then up on the hand, but
his leg.
listen, it be what may. But I thought the referee was dreadful today. I mean, Kavanagh is one of the worst in the division. There's no doubt about it. Having said that, you know, we can't blame the referee. I mean, Arsenal, Odegaard, we know what he can do, and a cracking first goal.
Oh, it was, yeah. I'd say it was out of nothing, really. You know, we hadn't even had an attack up to that point, really. And then, you know, it was a nice move. It fell to him, and you give him that bit of space with his left foot on the edge of the box, you're going to pay, because he's done it to so many teams this season. It's great finish into the bottom corner, and that gave us a platform then. And that was so important so early in the game as well, I thought, because at that time we were struggling a little bit to get a grip. You know, the crowd were up for it and the players were up for it. But yeah, no, it was a great goal, and we know what Odegaard can do. And sometimes in the big games he's not always turned up, but today he did, and he gave a captain's performance today, yeah.
We were on about before the game, obviously Isak and Wilson starting together. It didn't quite work today. We, you know, second half we didn't have that sort of inspiration coming off the bench that could have made a difference. But you went and got the second goal. You know, that killed the game for me, the own goal. Good work from Martinelli, and then eventually cutting it back. I thought the defending was a bit woeful at times, but it's a good result for you guys now. It's sort of, you know, it's a message to Man City that you're not going away, I guess.
Exactly. I mean, all we can do is win our games, you know, and hope for the best. I mean, yeah, Man City have won 10 in a row or something like that, and we don't expect them to drop points particularly, but all we can do is win. And I thought today that they'd have been expecting us to come here and drop points today. Man City would have done, you know, a draw or a defeat. So the fact that we've come here and played like we have and won the game, I think that's it is a message to them, yeah, to say, you know, we're not giving up yet. I still don't think it's going to be enough personally. You know, I think we needed a result at the Etihad a couple of weeks ago, and it makes me wonder why he didn't play Jorginho in that game after his performance today.
Yeah, he did well. Well, listen, mate, well done. I say that through gritted teeth, but well done, buddy.